Hi folks, today we're working on the cell's energy and we're focusing on photosynthesis and cellular respiration. You should be looking at the handout 38 IP that you picked up hopefully off that white round table at the center of the hub. Please ignore the outside part where the page number is. And you're going to flip to the inside where there's writing on the left and a picture on the right. Okay, here we go. So the first thing you'll see on your notes is that they're set up like Cornell notes or focus notes. And what we want to do is we want to fill in all the blanks. So you'll see here, it says, what is photosynthesis? And we have this little picture. But what it is it is the process where plants use energy from sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to make food. So in this picture up here, you see the sun's rays are going towards the plant. You see water is going in towards the plant. And you see carbon dioxide is going in towards the plant. And then you get oxygen, which is for us just a really lucky byproduct. And you get food. That's the main point of photosynthesis, is how the plant makes its own food. The next question you'll see in your focus notes is what organelle is used in the process of photosynthesis. So I have two pictures here. The one up top is a real plant just under a microscope. The one on the bottom is a little cartoon drawing. But you'll see that photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplasts. Chlorophyll is found inside of the chloroplasts. And chlorophyll is a pigment, which just means it's something that gives off color, which gives most plants their green color. So most of the reason plants look green is because they have chlorophyll inside of their chloroplasts, so they appear to be green. Now, this is not true for all plants, but for the most part, this is why they appear to be green. Okay, when we look at our third question down, what type of cell does photosynthesis occur in? Hopefully by this point you remember that chloroplasts are only found in plant cells. So here you have photosynthesis occurs only in plant cells. Again, remember from last week, plant cells only have a cell wall, a chloroplast, and a large vacuole. That's the only thing that makes them really special. Everything else they share with an animal cell. Okay, moving on to our last piece of photosynthesis, the chemical equation, or how you write this in chemistry, for photosynthesis is as follows. There's a little simplified picture here. Some molecule plus water plus sun gives you some other molecule and some other molecule. What that is 6 CO2, which just means carbon dioxide, plus 6 H2O, which just means water, plus sunlight gives you C6H12O6, which is also called glucose, which we can think of just as food for the plant, plus 6O2, which is simply oxygen. So said in English, carbon dioxide plus water plus sunlight gives you glucose and oxygen. Okay, the stuff over here on the left side of the arrow, those are considered reactants. That's what's needed to make the reaction happen. Over on the right-hand side, these are called products. That's what you get from the reaction. So that should be it for photosynthesis. Moving on now to cellular respiration. So what is it? It is the process where cells use oxygen to produce energy from food. So as a human, or as an animal like this rabbit up here, you breathe in oxygen, you take in food, And your body uses that oxygen to break apart the food to give you energy. Okay, what organelle is used in the process of cellular respiration? Hopefully from looking at this picture, you can answer that question. But just to be super clear, cellular respiration takes place in the mitochondria. Remember, we said that was the powerhouse of the cell, that was the power plant, that was the hydraulic dam in Grant City, right? That's what actually supplies the cell with all of its energy. So up next, what actually happens during cellular respiration? So here's a picture of an animal cell, and then zoomed in on the mitochondria, because that's where all of this is taking place. Food, which we can also call glucose, is broken down into carbon dioxide and water. Energy, which is kind of what I'm showing over here with my little pow sign, which we call in science ATP, is released to be used in different cell processes. So when you go to sleep, your body works on repairing itself and growing new cells and making you taller and making you stronger and all these different things. ATP is how your body is able to do that. That's the energy that fuels all the different processes that happen in your body. So if you don't eat, you don't have anything to break down, you don't get any energy. That's why you're so tired most of the time. Okay, so what type of cell does cellular respiration occur in? Cellular respiration, remember, takes place in the mitochondria. Both plants and animals have mitochondria, so we're going to fill in both plant and animal cells do cellular respiration. And then we're going to look at the chemical equation real fast. So here we have C6H12O6, which was glucose, plus 6O2, which was oxygen, gives you 6CO2, which was carbon dioxide, plus 6H2O, which was water, plus energy in the form of ATP. Now, if you look closely, this is the exact opposite reaction that happens in photosynthesis. The only difference is our energy is coming here in the form of ATP, and in photosynthesis, it's coming in the form of sunlight. Okay, so you should be done filling in the left side of your notes. If you need to go back at this point and watch it again to fill in anything else, please feel free. Moving on to the right-hand side, which is the picture. So this is kind of where we can help explain what's going on. So the connection between photosynthesis and cell respiration. Right, I already told you that it's the same equation, just backwards. But now here we can kind of see how they work together. So you should already have carbon dioxide filled in on your paper. You should already have oxygen filled in on your paper. And you should have the arrows filled in. The first blank I want you to fill in is this little beaker of liquid is supposed to represent water. The sun is hopefully clearly representing sunlight. This little organelle right here is representing the chloroplast. And this organelle right here is representing the mitochondria. That should be all of the blanks filled in, but now I want to go over what this actually means. So what we have here, let's start at the top just for ease. So water and carbon dioxide mixed with sunlight get used by the chloroplast in a process called photosynthesis to make glucose and oxygen. These two things, glucose and oxygen, get used by the mitochondria in cellular respiration to make water and carbon dioxide and give you ATP. Then these things, plus sunlight, are used by the chloroplast in photosynthesis, which makes food and oxygen, which is used by the mitochondria in cell respiration to make water and carbon dioxide. So hopefully you see that the stuff made by one process is what's used in the other. And again, what's made by one gets used in the other. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to your output option. So on 38 OP, you're going to set up your paper just like this one. At the top, you're going to put, well, hopefully you already have 38 OP. If not, please write it in. You're also going to add this as your title. So at the top of the page where there's that big top line, please put PS/CR representing photosynthesis and cellular respiration test questions. I don't think we've ever done these in class before. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at 7 IP for instructions, or you can go see Haiku. I did put a picture of the instructions up there as well. But essentially, you're going to split your page into 4 like you see here. You're going to number the boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to write 4 practice test questions based on those instructions on 7 IP or on Haiku. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to go back and watch this video again, and I hope this helps.